Hello everyone, let me ask you this. Do you still think a warm plate of spaghetti is always a safe, comforting choice after 60? Today, we're diving into a topic that might surprise you. How does spaghetti really affect your health after age 60? 1. Spaghetti from sketchy sources can quietly increase your risk of food poisoning. Hey, you probably think dried pasta is safe. It's been sitting in your pantry for months, looking clean and dry, right? But here's something most people over 60 never think about: where that pasta comes from. And how it's been handled before it hits your plate can silently turn a seemingly safe meal into a risky one. You see, pasta stored in damp warehouses, sold in poor packaging, or shipped without proper temperature control can grow mold, or even carry bacteria like Salmonella or Listeria. And these bacteria don't always have a smell or visible signs, especially if the pasta is cooked in a hurry. For younger people, this can just cause a stomachache. But if you're over 60, it can be more serious. Your immune system isn't as strong as it once was. And even mild contamination can lead to nausea, fever, dehydration, or, in rare cases, hospitalization. According to the CDC, adults over 65 are 4 times more likely to be hospitalized for foodborne illness than younger people. Pasta that's been contaminated during handling, especially from unlabeled bulk containers or poorly stored discount stores, is a hidden danger that we don't often talk about. So if you're buying pasta in bulk or grabbing the cheapest package on the shelf, think again. Choose pasta from trusted brands in well-sealed packaging and avoid anything that looks dusty, sticky, or discolored. That small choice could save you a lot of trouble down the road. Comment 1 below if you ever thought pasta was too dry to be dangerous. 2. Reheated spaghetti from leftovers or buffets might be doing more harm than you think. Let me ask you something. Have you ever kept some pasta from a restaurant or buffet, reheated it in the microwave the next day, and thought, "It's just pasta, it'll be fine"? Well, here's the thing. Once pasta is cooked, it becomes much more perishable than people think. If it sits out too long or isn't reheated properly, it can become a breeding ground for bacteria like Bacillus cereus. These bacteria don't always change the taste, but they can lead to foodborne illness, especially in people over 60. As we age, our stomachs become more sensitive, and our immune systems don't fight off infections as well as they used to. A bowl of reheated pasta that's still cold on the inside might not bother a 30-year-old, but for someone over 60, it can cause stomach cramps, vomiting, or worse. The USDA calls the temperature range of 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit the danger zone, which is where bacteria multiply most rapidly. And once cooked pasta has been in that range for more than 2 hours, it's no longer safe. The safest way to handle it? Reheat all leftovers to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit on the inside. Stir it, check to see if it's hot and steaming, and make sure it's not just warm on the surface. And if it's been sitting out too long or in the fridge for more than 4 days, it's better to throw it out than risk getting sick. Comment 2 below if you've ever reheated leftover pasta in the microwave without really thinking twice. 3. Spaghetti cooked or prepared with dirty water can quietly harm your health. You probably use regular tap water when you boil pasta, right? Most people do. But here's something that few people think about. If the water you're using isn't clean, whether it's from your home or where the pasta was made, it can pose potential health risks. Let me explain. at home, old pipes, rusty faucets, or broken water filters can introduce tiny germs that you can't see, smell, or taste. And when pasta is made in low-quality factories, especially overseas, it may be prepared in water that was never properly cleaned in the first place. Even when you boil it, if the water isn't hot enough or the pasta isn't cooked thoroughly, those germs can survive and end up in your stomach. Now, when you're over 60, your body can't fight these things like it used to. Your stomach is more sensitive, digestion is slower, and your immune system may not detect the problem early. What starts as a mild stomachache or fatigue can quickly turn into something more serious, like dehydration, a gut infection, or even long-term health problems if it persists. That's why experts recommend using filtered or boiled water when cooking, not just drinking. And always look for pasta that's clearly labeled and made in places with strict food safety regulations. Don't trust labels that don't tell you where it was made. It's not worth the risk. Comment 3 below if you've ever used tap water for cooking without thinking twice. 4. Reusing leftover spaghetti stored the wrong way can slowly damage your stomach over time. You know, a lot of people keep leftover pasta in the fridge for days, even a week, and just keep eating it. A few bites one day, reheat it the next day. It might seem like you're being practical, avoiding waste. But if that pasta isn't stored properly, it could be slowly doing more harm than you think. Here's why. Once the pasta is cooked, every time you take it out of the fridge and leave it out, even for a few minutes, bacteria can start to grow, especially if it's been kept in an old plastic container, uncovered, or reheated multiple times. These bacteria don't always make you sick right away. But if you're over 60 and your gut lining is already more fragile, eating that same pasta over and over again can start to wear down your digestive system. You might notice more bloating, slower digestion, or your stomach just feeling off after eating. Food safety experts say that leftovers shouldn't last longer than 3 to 4 days. And that's only if they've been stored properly the entire time. After that, even if the food looks and smells okay, it may no longer be safe. And if you've reheated it more than once, that just increases the risk. So next time you have pasta in the fridge, do a quick check. How long has it been there? And how many times have you opened the lid? If it's been more than 4 days, or if you're not sure, the safer option is to throw it out. Comment 4 below if you've ever eaten leftover pasta more than once without really thinking about it. 5. Spaghetti sold in open-air markets or street vendors can carry invisible risks, even when it looks fresh. You've probably seen fresh-looking pasta at your local market or small street vendor. Neatly wrapped, perhaps even homemade, and all looking pretty clean. It's natural to trust it, especially if the vendor seems friendly and the pasta looks soft and moist, as if it was made that morning. But here's what most people don't see. Those noodles could have been sitting out in the warm, unrefrigerated air for hours. There could be flies nearby, dust in the air, or even hands touching the packaging without gloves. The pasta may not smell bad or show any signs of spoilage, but it doesn't take long for bacteria to attach to moist pasta, especially in the warm outdoors. For people over 60, this is even more important. Your digestion slows down as you age, and your body doesn't fight off the bacteria that cause mild foodborne illness as quickly. A small exposure that causes only mild bloating or abdominal discomfort in young people can leave you dehydrated, tired, or bedridden for a day or two. That's why food safety experts advise against buying perishable foods like fresh pasta from places that don't keep them properly refrigerated. If it's not in an ice chest or refrigerator, don't risk it. Choose pasta that's clearly labeled, has an expiration date, and is a known brand. You can always cook it yourself at home, which is safer and cleaner. Comment 5 below if you've ever bought fresh pasta at a local market or street vendor just because it looked homemade. 6. Eating cold leftover spaghetti straight from the fridge might feel harmless, but it can quietly trigger digestive problems in older adults. You know the feeling. You're hungry. It's late. And there's leftover pasta in the fridge. You probably don't want to heat it up. So you grab a fork, eat a few cold bites, and move on with your day. It's quick, convenient, and doesn't seem like a big deal. But here's the thing. Cold pasta may seem clean and safe, but eating it straight from the fridge skips a step your body actually needs, which is heat. If it's not reheated properly, any small amounts of bacteria that linger on the surface can become active again. And what's more, cold pasta affects your stomach differently, especially if you're over 60. The colder temperature can cause your stomach muscles to contract, slowing down digestion and making it harder for your body to break down food smoothly. If your stomach acid isn't as strong as it used to be, which often happens after age 60, you may notice bloating, discomfort, or more irregular bowel habits after eating cold food. It's not just about food safety, it's about how your body reacts when it doesn't have a warm, ready-to-digest meal. The fix is simple. Take an extra minute to reheat it properly. Make sure the pasta is steaming hot all the way through, not just warm at the edges. Your digestive system will thank you, and you'll avoid those little, nagging problems that are often dismissed as just getting older. Comment 6 below if you've ever eaten cold pasta straight from the fridge just because it was quick and easy. You know, when it comes to pasta, most people just think of it as a simple, comforting meal. But after 60, how your body processes food and how that food has been processed before it reaches you really starts to matter. Sometimes it's the little things that we don't think about, like grabbing pasta from a discount store without checking how it was stored, or keeping leftovers in the fridge a little too long, thinking it's okay for another day. Even half heating or eating cold straight from the container may seem harmless, but your stomach may disagree, especially as you get older. And don't forget the risks of where it was made or sold. Pasta that was left out in the open at a street vendor, or cooked in water that wasn't completely clean. These are small details that young people can recover from quickly. But after 60, your digestive system and immune system are not as forgiving as they used to be. So what's the lesson? Pasta can still be a healthy and enjoyable part of a meal. Just pay attention to how it's stored, cooked, and handled. A few small habits can make a big difference. So after all that we've said, from how to store, reheat, and even where to buy pasta, you can see that the little details matter more than most people think. But there's something else that's often overlooked. When and how you eat pasta can affect your body just as much as what's in it. For example, eating a big plate of pasta late at night may seem harmless, but your body isn't as good at processing blood sugar as it used to be. Eating pasta close to bedtime provides a burst of energy when you're not moving, which can lead to poor sleep, fatigue the next day, or higher blood sugar over time. That's why enjoying pasta early in the day or taking a short walk after dinner can make a real difference. And then there's what goes into the pasta. Garlic bread, lots of cheese, salty sausages. All of them turn a simple meal into a heavier one, putting extra pressure on your heart, kidneys, and digestive system. After 60, it's not just about enjoying the food, it's about helping your body process it better. So remember, simple pasta, eaten at the right time, with light side dishes, that's the real recipe for feeling good after a meal. And now that you've seen how even the timing of your meal or those little side dishes can secretly affect your body, it's clear that pasta isn't just about what's on the plate. It's also about how, when, and where you eat it, especially after 60. Because the truth is, it's not age that slows you down. It's the little habits that add up over time. But the good news? Small changes still matter. Eating a little earlier, keeping it simple, or just skipping that extra piece of garlic bread can make a big difference in how your body feels tomorrow. So tell us, which habits surprised you the most? Comment below and let us know how you usually eat pasta. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe to HEALZO for more smart, practical health tips designed specifically for people over 60. We're here to help you stay healthy, feel better, and enjoy your meals with confidence.